It looks like Ryan Reynolds is looking to get dismissed from the lawsuit and I guess abandon his wife to just go through it alone.
Ryan Reynolds just legally dropped Blake Lively like she was an old Netflix password. We're talking walked out, slammed the door, and deleted the couple pics levels of gone. After all the chaos, the court documents show exactly how he feels, like Blake's drama ain't his problem anymore.
Now, this case is now, I think, already been dismissed, right, Ron? So this has already been filed and done with the date of September 27th in New York.
And can we talk about Blake for a second? She is the one who lit this whole legal fire in the first place. Then she fanned those flames with fake lawsuits, leaked messages, and PR moves so shameless they made reality TV look like church. This wasn't just a legal strategy, this was a revenge plot in heels.
And is really going to expose Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds for the conniving people that they are.
It was all a setup, a full-blown campaign to obliterate Justin Baldoni's reputation. And now, that entire plan is crashing down like a rigged Jenga tower, and Blake's holding the last block.
This is what one headline says. Ryan Reynolds' rep calls him the man Justin Baldoni built his brand pretending to be in fiery new statement.
So, what did Ryan do on March 18th, 2025? Oh, nothing huge. He just threw his wife under the legal bus and didn't even look back. His lawyers filed a formal motion to dismiss him from the lawsuit like, she did that, not me. Basically, he peaced out, waved from the legal rearview mirror, and left Blake to deal with the flames. And the legal motion? Petty perfection. Chef's kiss.
These the games y'all are playing now?
Ryan's legal team straight up said that calling Baldoni a predator wasn't defamation, it was just spicy free speech. As in, the First Amendment protects his right to roast people in private. It's not a lie, it's just legally spicy tea, y'all.
His legal team filed a motion to dismiss Baldoni's complaint against the actor, arguing that It Ends With Us director-actor's claims have no merit, as the lawsuit focuses on Reynolds allegedly calling Baldoni, 41, a predator.
They're basically weaponizing freedom of speech, while Blake's over here drowning in subpoena receipts and pity essays longer than her Met Gala trains. And Ryan? He's sipping LaCroix like, I didn't mean to start the Hunger Games, I just had an opinion.
According to Reynolds' attorneys, Mike Gottlieb and Ezra Hudson, that doesn't legally qualify as defamation.
And oh, it gets shadier. Ryan's legal team took a swing at the internet too, throwing shade at content creators who dared call him and Blake bullies. Like, now that influencers are part of the plot? Seriously? Calling Blake the Regina George of Hollywood with a law degree? Accurate. Legendary. Maybe even underwhelming compared to what actually went down.
Mr. Reynolds has a First Amendment right to express his opinion of Mr. Baldoni, which should be comforting to a group of people who have repeatedly called Miss Lively and Mr. Reynolds bullies.
And let's not forget the cartoon mess known as Nice Pool, Ryan's Deadpool spinoff that just so happens to look, sound, and backstory match Justin Baldoni. The character dies violently and cartoonishly. Subtle, right? Ryan's lawyers say Baldoni is being thin-skinned. Honey, the gaslighting is at Olympic level now.
Spokesperson for Reynolds dismissed Baldoni's lawsuit as an attempt to go after an actor for living the very values Baldoni claims to stand for. The claims filed against Mr. Reynolds are simply a list of grievances.
Let's just call this what it is. Ryan saw the ship sinking, grabbed his floaties, and dipped. The man doesn't want anything to do with Blake's legal flameout. And the deeper you go, the more sinister it gets, especially when you hear about Vans and Ink. Yes, Vans and Ink deserves a whole horror soundtrack.
Any lawyer will tell you you do not file a complaint if you don't know the name of the person that you are suing, unless you're trying to protect that person's identity for some reason, which if you're pissed off enough to sue them, you probably don't care about their identity.
This sketchy little company randomly popped up on September 27th and filed a lawsuit. And whose names were on it? Ryan Reynolds and Blake Reynolds. Yeah, she really used her full married name like a Marvel villain. She gave herself a legal alias and didn't even try to hide it.
If this is such a mistake and impossible and not appropriate and going to get them in trouble, why would they have done it?
But here's the real kicker. The lawsuit didn't even name real defendants. It used placeholders like John Doe and Jane Doe. Like, is this a courtroom or a Mad Libs game? No real people, no real claims. Just a legal smokescreen.
This Van Zandt versus the John Does is clearly a Blake Lively lawsuit, but clearly was filed without anybody's actual name to skirt the issue and try to get this more secretive. Now,
and surprise, surprise, the case got dismissed. But guess what came 2 days later? A New York Times hit piece smearing Baldoni and making Blake look like some glassy-side victim of Hollywood. Coincidence? Please. This was a PR trap dressed up like a lawsuit, a setup so obvious it might as well have had plot twist in bold font.
That would be an abusive process, and we intend to take all action allowable under the law, as you're saying, echoing what you're saying.
This wasn't about justice. It was about manipulating the media and creating just enough smoke to issue subpoenas and grab dirt. The case didn't even mention sexual harassment, but they still used it to snatch private texts. That's not legal work. That's a data heist.
Use misinformation and disinformation, which I've kind of started to realize that people love to use that when they just don't have a proper argument that they can articulate.
And now we enter Subpoena-gate. Oh baby, buckle up. Allegedly, Blake's right-hand woman, Stephanie Jones, got her hands on Jennifer Al's private phone messages using a tool meant for FBI investigations. Celebrite. That's like using a military drone to kill a mosquito.
The entire thing that started this lawsuit and the explosive text messages that were included in the original New York Times article were text messages that were stolen off the phone of Jennifer Abel by her employer named Stephanie Jones.
Jones didn't stop there. Allegedly, she extracted private convos between Jennifer and Melissa Nathan, two women she just happens to hate. Instead of calling a lawyer, she allegedly forwarded the tea to Blake's PR team. Here's the wild part. This all happened before any case had been filed, so the texts weren't legally obtained, but that didn't stop Blake's team from weaponizing them. Those messages became the core of the infamous New York Times story.
They, being Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, alleged that they issued the subpoena to Stephanie Jones.
And when they realized, oops, they couldn't legally use the stolen texts, they allegedly tried to backdate a subpoena to make it look legit. That's like robbing a bank and showing up the next day with a fake deposit slip. The audacity? Off. The charts? If even half of this is true, Blake's not just facing backlash, she's looking at felony charges. And Ryan? He's already out the exit door throwing peace signs like Blake who?
Her pet project that she started because of her racism, and I think that's going to her plantation wedding. We know about how she donated this money.
So let's recap the flaming circus. Ryan's bouncing, Blake's faking lawsuits, and someone allegedly used military-grade phone hacking software to dig up gossip texts. This isn't even reality TV anymore. It's a crime drama with a TikTok soundtrack. Enter Eric Binder-Kaka, the man you call when you need to make a scandal disappear faster than Blake's last good movie. This guy isn't your everyday clean up on aisle 5 type. No. He's the fixer with a Rolodex full of offshore LLCs and fake addresses.
Who is Eric Binder? The agent that represents Van Zandt Inc., which we know about that lawsuit, the sham lawsuit and all of that.
Binder's resume? Shady AF. He's allegedly the registered agent for not just the sketchy Vans and Inc., but also for Maximum Effort, Ryan's personal brand, and Give Lively, Blake's oh-so-altruistic nonprofit that feels faker than her Met Gala humility. If this guy's behind your charity, don't expect bake sales. Expect cover-ups.
Eric Binder, LLC laundromat extraordinaire, from CPA to Cloak and Dagger partner, the fixer behind the filing cabinet.
But the plot gets thicker than Blake's courtroom filings. Binder's timeline is a whole multiverse of confusion. One firm says he joined them in January 2025. Another says he left that same firm in February 2025. So which is it? Is he a time traveler, a clone, or is someone massaging dates to make sure the receipts don't match the story? Then there's the address, 880 87th Avenue, New York City, which might as well have a golden plaque that reads, "Welcome to the Blake Lively PR Laundromat." Every suspicious LLC, every shady entity, from Vision PR to Liz Plank LLC, all lead back there.
Right after the California Civil Rights Department filing dropped, and just as the New York Times ran its Hollywood hit piece, Binder quietly exited stage left and poof, resurfaced as a partner at ML Management Partners.
Google Ryan Reynolds ML Management and you'll find nothing. No team, no staff list, no proof it even exists. And yet legal filings list him as involved. That's not oversight, that's stealth mode. This isn't transparency, this is a Hollywood fight club, and the first rule is hide everything. Blake and Ryan's legal ecosystem is starting to look like a haunted mansion of PR firms, shell companies, and binders. Literally, because here comes Allison Binder, registered agent for Heartbones Entertainment. Colleen Hoover's production company. Same last name, same PR game, same vibe. Coincidence? Please. That's like saying Nice Pool wasn't about Baldoni. Girl, we see the pattern, and guess what? Hoover's LLC links directly into the Reynolds lively web. She might have been penning love stories on the surface, but underneath, allegedly tangled in the same shady circuit as Blake and Ryan's legal cover-ups. If this is fiction, it's Pulitzer-worthy. If it's real, it's indictable. Now, let's talk about one of the most humiliating, ego-dripping moments in the saga, Closetgate. Yes, Closetgate is real. Blake Lively allegedly made Justin Baldoni stay locked in a storage closet during the premiere of It Ends With Us, his own damn movie. No, this isn't satire, it's documented. A TikToker literally went to the theater, found the basement, found the storage room, and guess what? It matched the photo Justin posted that night. Same closet, same nightmare. The man who directed the film was trapped like a broom while Blake strutted around like the queen of denial. Why? Because she didn't want to be in the same room as him. That's not diva behavior. That's Bond villain energy. The level of petty it takes to hide a man during the premiere of his own project off the damn charts. She didn't just try to erase him from the film credits, she tried to erase him from the entire event. It's giving, I own this narrative and you get the closet. This was a hit job masked in glitter. The legal drama, the PR spin, the basement ambush, all of it looks like a giant operation to crush Justin Baldoni in silence. And when you dig deeper, it's like peeling back wallpaper in a haunted house. Nothing underneath is clean. We've got Binder, with no public resume but legal fingerprints everywhere. LLCs linked to each other like an underground railroad of damage control. Phones hacked, texts stolen, court documents filed after the fact just to fake legality. And still, Blake Lively is out here pretending like she's the misunderstood girl next door who just tripped into a legal storm. Sis, you built the storm. You patented the umbrella. Now let's bring it back to the PR wizard behind the curtain, Leslie Sloan. This woman isn't just a publicist, she's Blake and Ryan's media assassin. And what she allegedly did? Beyond PR. This was criminal adjacent chaos. When Stephanie Jones allegedly hacked Jennifer Al's phone and scooped those private texts, guess who allegedly took the wheel? Sloan. No pause, no legal caution. She allegedly passed those texts to the New York Times like they were RSVP cards. The timing, flawless. The fake lawsuit dropped, then poof, the NYT story hit like an atom bomb. 2 days later. Not even enough time to write a blog post, let alone an investigative report. Unless it was already written, waiting in the shadows. That's not journalism, that's propaganda coordination. And don't even get us started on Blake's shampoo brand begging the court to seal its documents. Like, what's next? Is her curling iron filing a non-disclosure agreement? At this point, even the people allegedly in on the plan are fleeing. Stephanie Jones, ghosted. Leslie Sloan, silent. Ryan Reynolds filed his I'm out paperwork like he was leaving a bad college group project. And Blake? She's still standing there, hair perfect, dress steamed, surrounded by metaphorical smoke, pretending this is the Met Gala. But no one's clapping anymore. Not the fans, not the press, not even Ryan. Because Ryan, he's halfway to Tahiti sipping gin and whispering, "Glad I dipped when I did."